Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Ike Live. This is the Christmas special. I have a very special walk-in guest with me right now, Mr. Vegas. Vegas, how you doing tonight? Talk to the mic.
Good.
It's good to see you. Are you excited about Christmas? Are you excited as I am? Because I'm excited. Are you excited?
Yes.
Okay. Pete was dressed as Santa Claus tonight. We know he's not the real Santa Claus. He's just posing as one. But if Santa's watching right now, Santa is a big fan of Ike Live. He's a big fan of the show. So Santa's probably watching right now. If he's watching, do you want to tell him anything in particular? Or do you want to ask for anything special?
No.
Is there one gift you'd like for Christmas this year?
Well, I always took Santa all my presents. I don't have anything else.
Nothing else. You got everything you need. Okay, well, I love you very much.
No, it's
Okay, go ahead. Go away. Go back. Love you, Vegas. Welcome back to the show, Pete. Want to remind everybody watching, we've got a great show tonight. We're giving away prizes every 10 minutes. We're going to be giving one away here in a second. We've also got some great guests, including Gene's on the couch with us tonight from TH.
Did you know
Yes?
that Gene's an Iron Man?
I didn't know that. Like, you mean like Ozzy Osbourne? Like, Iron Man? Like that one? Or
Well, you know what? My last name does stand for Man of Iron.
see that? There you
I
go.
did
In
not know
German,
that.
yeah, that's
Wow.
kind of interesting, but not really.
But you've completed Iron Man courses.
I am an Iron Man.
Okay.
Yeah, not anymore.
All right.
Giving it up.
That's tough.
Running's pretty boring.
What is
That's tough.
what is the Iron Man?
You swim 2.4 miles, you bike 112, and then you run a marathon 26.2.
Good
I could
Lord.
never do that.
Wow.
I'm amazed.
All in the same year?
Yeah, exactly. I wish.
I'm amazed at people that can do that.
It's-
I would never hang.
How old were you when you did that?
It was 4 years ago when I quit. I was in a snowboarding accident, and I can't run at all anymore. Can't even get a block, so I just had to hang it up.
Beast.
Beast.
How many of them have you completed?
3.
3 Ironmans. Wow. Yeah.
And not getting any younger, so there's not going to be a 4th.
Okay. Well, can't you get like a substitute for the running component so you could keep going?
I wish. That's the worst. I mean, I've ran a lot of marathons, and when you get off a bike after 112 miles, and then you know you're going to have to run a marathon,
That's impossible.
you second guess yourself and why you're doing it. So,
I just can't imagine.
So is the running the hardest part of it?
no, the running's the easiest. The bike's hard. You know, the swim is you float. You know, you just get through it, and but the bike's hard. 112 miles on a bike.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Well, it's very impressive. You can do that, you can do anything,
You can
I
do
imagine.
anything. And on that note, if you can do anything, it's now time for the Ike Live rapid fire questions. Are you ready, Gene?
I'm ready. Let's see.
Drum roll, please, Brian. Drum
I've
roll.
never done it before. What is this? You just asking about
Five questions.
Every
Well, explain
guest
it.
that comes on our show and sits on that couch, we asked you 5. I think tonight we actually have 6, Pete, because it's the holidays. 6 rapid fire questions. The only rule to this rapid fire question piece, and Dave, tell them the only rule is
You have to be honest.
you have to be honest.
Gotcha.
This is like Wonder Woman's lasso. Once you sit on that couch, you have to be honest in your
Wonder
answer
Woman's lasso.
of your questions.
There's an invisible woman right between
Was
us.
her lasso on an honesty lasso? I don't
Yeah,
even know what that
it was an honesty lasso. I'm pretty sure. Okay, question number 1. And remember, you have to answer truthfully. Question number 1. Gene, who is the biggest pain in the ass to work with at TH Marine? Gerald Swindle, Luke Duncan, Kevin Van Dam, or Jeff Kriet? Who is the biggest pain in the ass to work with?
Swindle.
Swindle! That's correct!
That's correct.
Wow!
He's awesome.
That's
He's
correct.
awesome. He's just not really good about returning calls.
That's correct.
He's awesome.
I could answer it for him right now. Gene, I'm out up here in the deer stand. I'm up here in the deer stand doing nothing but picking my nose.
That's exactly
Lulu's down there making me dinner because I don't cook. Call you back in a year, Gene.
That's funny.
That was a correct answer. Question number 2. Back in your insurance days, considering the current state of Pete's health, would you ever, in a million years, provide Pete with insurance?
Yes.
Yes.
High risk insurance
Wow.
broker.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Well, in the insurance business, okay, insurance
Right.
is simple. You paid me to pay your claim.
Right.
Okay, everybody's gonna get in a car wreck, and it's whatever deductible you choose. You
Right.
just know you're paying me to pay your claim.
Right.
So there is a price, Pete. It's gonna be high though. I will insure you.
Well,
No more cheeseburgers.
I appreciate you.
Okay.
I'm staying off the sausage
Okay, yeah, I can tell.
It's a good one.
and the cheesesteaks.
And the cheesesteaks. Question number 3. Which of the following is key to pack for a trip to Lake Toho in Florida? Atlas Jack Plate? G-Juice? A 1 ounce punch bait? Or a little tiny number 10 hooked Berkeley frog?
I'm gonna go with the punch weight.
Punch weight! That is correct also. 1 ounce punch
Three
weight.
for three.
You got to have that in Florida. Lake Toho for big bass. Correct.
Is there a side joke on the Berkeley frog?
Do you
Yeah,
want to?
Clausen kind of made fun of me
Yeah.
for having one.
There's a
But he's kind of a frog snob, and he doesn't even. touch it.
They never even throw his frog. How can he be a frog snob? Question number 4. If you were going to add one new sound in 2019 to the Hydrowave unit, would it be A, the Rick Morris cricket sound? B, the Gerald Swindle redneck illiteracy sound? 3, the Dave Lefevre endless ranting of why he didn't catch him on continuous loop sound?
On continuous loop.
ACT. D, Kevin Van Dam's head scratching sound.
I'm gonna go with.
Wait, there's one more.
Oh, there is.
Or E, Brian's ghost.
What is your go?
Hey guys, got that icky sticky?
So what I would do, in all seriousness, I'm not gonna go with just the Swindle redneck
Illiteracy.
literacy thing.
Illiteracy.
I'm gonna make it more of a schooling pattern and add in Wesley Straight.
Oh, Wesley. Wow.
So it'd be a Gerald Wesley
combination.
redneck
Wow.
thing going on.
And
yeah.
Pete, I haven't my notes here. That is correct also. Wow.
With bonus points.
With
4 for
bonus
4,
points.
yeah.
It's incredible. All right, we're almost through it. Normally there's 5, but you end up with 2 more. Number 5. What's grosser? Which of the following is grosser? Wait, where's number 1? Oh, 1, the flesh-eating virus from the St. Johns River. It's a real thing.
That's pretty gross.
2 vampires fighting over a bloody tampon.
Oh,
That's
3. 3, a truckload of dead dogs with one on the bottom that's alive eating his way up.
what time were these
Yeah,
questions
man.
written?
Or 4, getting a hook in your hand and having your brother-in-law remove it.
okay. You must have some intel.
I don't have any intel.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the vampire thing.
The
That's pretty-
vampire.
It's pretty nasty.
Yeah, 2 vampires fighting over a bloody tampon. That's gross.
So your
That's
brother-in-law de-hooked you?
No, my little bro. I got a mixed stick in my hand, and it went into the knuckle, and I fainted. And it was in. I tried to pull it. I was by myself, and
Oh, wow.
so I called my little brother over, and Kriet and McClellan were making fun of me because they knew I was going to go to the emergency room.
Yeah.
So my brother tried a couple times and couldn't get it, so I went to the emergency room.
Yeah.
So I'll never live that down.
Gotcha.
What does trying a couple times and didn't get it
Oh.
like?
I,
What's
just don't,
that?
I don't even
fainted.
like the sound of that.
That just chills run down my spine. Is this
I
what
kinda had it
is
like
this like
this.
a pair of pliers and one foot on your hand,
No, I had the braid. I pow, and it.
and it didn't work?
No, and I just. Whoa. I was out.
Oh,
I'm the biggest
I'm
sissy
about to
there
go
is
out.
for that.
Oh.
Just thinking about it.
Let's change the topic. Yes.
Yeah, he can run an iron, man.
I know.
But he
I
can't.
know, but there's something about that hook being
A
in
number
there.
6 treble hook, extra thin.
Yeah, Pete actually.
Put you on the deck.
Pete, you removed a few from me over
I
the
did.
years.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
never.
we did it
never
right out here on the
out
lake.
here. A few, but never in the bone like that. That's just. That's
nah.
just
It was
creepy.
grizzly, like in the grizzle.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll be honest. The one I've been hooked a lot, but one I still have a scar from it that hooked me in the knuckle, and I when it got pulled out and it came out successfully, I'm still getting chills just thinking about it now. It hurt worse than anything I've ever had happen to me.
Yeah.
And I've had cuts. I've been smashing head, concussions, all. But that ripping out of there's like nerve fibers or something, cartilage.
yeah,
And when that barb comes ripping, tearing through there,
yeah.
That's how you get the terrorist. I'm telling you. You stick them with the treble hook, they'll say anything. Because I know.
So technique
I said
of these.
anything
Yeah.
when I pulled that out.
All right, and then let's end it. The last one, and then Eric, we're going to go to a prize after this last question. And this one's number 6. Remember, you got to answer this truthfully. This happens to be a true or false question. Pete, give me a drum roll real quick. Last question. Thank you. True or false? Ike Live is the best fishing podcast in the world.
True.
True! And he got them all right. Gene got them all right tonight.
What do I win?
Wow. You win. Dave, what's he win?
He wins. All you can eat
That's-
sausage.
All you can eat sausage tonight.
With a
It's great
side of
prize.
liquid mayhem.
With a side of liquid mayhem. Put a little bit of
Liquid
mayhem on
mayhem.
there. You'll love it. That was awesome. Thank you for participating in that. Eric, it is time to give away another prize. I'm going to ring the bell. And let's go with the best comment we've got here in a little bit, E. Pick one for us, and we're going to give away something.
Yeah, I like this one. This is from Kurt Slee is the username. It's a weird username. My first time watching Ike live, and I even got my wife to hang out and watch tonight with me. So I think that's a pretty
Yes!
winner.
Good one. Kurt.
Hello, missus.
Hello.
She deserves
Hi,
a prize.
Kurt's wife.
Yeah.
And Kurt for the great comment and forcing your wife to watch
Yep.
under a bound and gagged tonight.
Do we have any good prizes for,
We do.
for a wife?
For Kurt, we're going to give away, you ready for this? A line cutter's hat, like the
Awesome.
one you're seeing me wear right now, and a line cutter's ring.
Ah, sweet.
So one for the wife and one for the husband.
All right.
Thank you, Kurt. Kurt, send a IM through your address, and we'll get that prize to you. Thanks for watching tonight. I want to keep going. We're going to get Jeff Kriet on the phone here in
Okay.
about 10 minutes. Before we do that, yeah, in about 15 minutes. Before we do that, Pete, I want to give you a little update on where I've been, and then I think Stormtrooper's going to roll through in a second too.
Okay.
But very interesting. So
How was you were practicing for the classic?
Yes, practicing for the Bassmaster Classic. I left Monday, which gave me 4 full days on the water at Lake Hartwell. And it's interesting because, as always, when you're this far out, it's like, how do you utilize your time best to
Right.
predict what's going to happen the second week of March? And that's what I was up against.
Because you're
So,
you're months away.
months away.
Yeah.
It's going to be different water temperature, different pattern. They're going to be thinking spawn. So I spend very little time fishing. I only fish probably 2.5 hours in 4 full days.
Wow.
And spend a lot of time idling. And I tried this year to do a combination of 2 days in places that I knew about that I like, and 2 full days in new areas of Lake Hartwell. You fished a lake before, but for a lot of people watching and listening right now, you don't understand the sheer size of that lake. You do, but like surface acres, it's it's pretty big. It might be like 50 or 60,000 acres, but dude, it's got so many nooks and crannies. Like you could literally spend a week in just one creek arm, right? In just the Seneca Creek or just the Tugaloo. You could spend a full week. So, my scout was broken into looking at some new stuff, looking at some old stuff, but a lot of graph work, and everything that I tried to imagine when I did that graph work was where, in March, they're going to be coming. They're going to be in some stage of wanting to spawn.
Right.
And everything I did revolved around looking at places where they're going to stop on their way to
The
go to
pre-spawn
spawn.
stuff.
The pre-spawn stuff.
Well, is the lake at winter pool?
The
or
lake is
full
low.
pool?
The lake is low.
Where will it be?
It should be. You'd think in the spring it would fill up a little bit, but the last 2 classics I fished there, it was low. It seems like Hartwell's been low for extended period of time. So the water was low, but I look for all that different stuff that's out off the bank, and my deal is I want to know if there's a ditch going into a pocket. I want to know exactly how that ditch is laid out. I want to know exactly where it runs. If there's a lone brush pile next to that ditch, I want to know where that brush pile's at. It's all that work that when I get back, I've only got 3 practice days. I want to shave all that work and go right to the key primo stuff.
How many waypoints?
Like 800 and something waypoints in 4 days. But I had about 1,100 from my scouting trip, 6-day scouting trip in 15 when I was there. And so if I decide to download those, I'm going in with about 2,000 waypoints.
How do you even begin to manage that?
It's pretty tough to manage. And that's a trick, right? It's like, do you want to go and run history, or do you want to fish free, or do you want to do a combination of both? And I'll have to figure that out. Yeah. I can tell you the colder that event will be, the more the stuff I did will be important. If it ends up being a week of warm weather leading up to the event, you could pretty much throw all that out the window, if they get on the bank and start doing their thing.
I have a question. If this even exists, right? When you're practicing, do you in advance know if there's a creek that warms up before the others through periodical history, or
you
is there
can.
something you look for that?
You can do that through research. So, to give an example, like in the Seneca, the water coming down the Seneca tends to be warmer for a couple factors. You've got water being released out of Kiwi, and then you have a treatment plant behind Clemson University, which tends to release out a little bit warmer water. So Seneca Creek, you can already know that it tends to be a little warmer there. But again, everybody kind of knows that, right? So you got 50 guys, a lot of them are shallow water guys that want to fish that way, that are saying, man, I'm just going to camp in the Seneca this whole tournament, right? So, if you were ever to want something, I want it to be cold. I want it to be terrible fishing, shallow. I want them to be off the bank, because that's where that work will come into play, and I think I'll have a small advantage.
So you're banking on that Farmer's Almanac prediction of a miserable winter.
I want it cold. I want it miserable. Nice. But it was great practice, Pete. Thank you for asking. And then I got a chance to film the last Going Ike of the year. And we got to film it with a good friend of ours, Britt Myers, on CS Motorsports. And we filmed at Lake Wiley on his home lake in North Carolina. I was only there one other time. It was for the Classic, so it was cool being back there. Yeah. And then also got to do a truck build in combination with the Going Ike show. And let Britt work his magic with that brand new Tundra.
Well, so you filmed some of the truck?
We did. It's going to be a really cool show. So, Dave, you flip through the TV before and you see these auto channels that do these builds and they bring these trucks in. And so I got to experience that, right? So I got a Tundra that got pulled in there that was totally stock. And over the last 4 to 6 weeks, talking to Britt about concepts and ideas and just, oh, man, let's do it different. Let's do something that's eye-catching. Britt would have an idea, I'd have an idea. And we did a reveal. So we fished all day Saturday, caught the snot out of them on Lake Wiley, got back that night, went to the shop, and, they kind of like walked me in. And you think all that's staged, when you see it on TV?
Yeah.
Dude, it was incredible to see it. And they opened the back door, and there it was. And you see all this stuff that you were dreaming about seeing actually be a physical thing.
Yeah.
So cool, man. Amazing.
That must
it was amazing. And by the way, everybody watching tonight, I'm going to be posting pictures over the next couple of weeks of the entire build project from start to finish, including a lot of the great companies that helped with the build, and it's going to be pretty cool.
Congratulations, Britt.
Yeah.
Amazing job.
Awesome.
I mean, I got to see it, briefly. It was I can't wait to see it in the light.
It's crazy.
I drove my truck up to it with lights on it so that I could see it.
It's unbelievable. It was
awesome.
It was interesting driving back. I had an 8-hour drive from Charlotte, and dude, literally causing traffic jams. I'm just driving my uncle, and we're listening to the football game, and
no logos at all.
No logos on the truck at all. But people would, somebody would come flying up, and then they'd slow back and stop, and be like, "What?" You could see them.
So it's not wrapped yet.
It's not wrapped yet.
Okay.
It's just stock. So pretty incredible though. Pretty incredible. So shout out to Britt Myers. Shout out to CS Motorsports. Thanks, Britt. Going to be seeing a lot of pictures of that coming up real soon. So pretty awesome.
Outstanding.
Pretty awesome. How you doing, Dave?
Good, man.
Storm trip time?
Yeah, sure.
I think Oh wait, Brian, Stormtrooper time or? Sure. Okay, a little Stormtrooper time here, and
Is this to celebrate the new Star Wars movie?
this is a combination. He has to travel really long, far away, as you know, but he wanted to come here. He's always making an appearance here in our Christmas special. Let's give it up, the one and only Stormtrooper on Like Live Christmas special. Stormtrooper, how are you tonight?
Very good. Thank you.
Good. Stormtrooper, I know you're from a really, really far away. You've got a lot of different, rules, regulations on your holidays, how you celebrate. Do Stormtroopers celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah, or what do you got going?
We do. We celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
It is a German holiday. Do not forget.
Okay.
Saint Nicholas.
Right.
Thus German.
Yes. That's true.
That what brings me here today.
Okay.
I have a bone to pick with Santa.
Oh, Santa. You have a bone to pick with Santa.
Last year,
Yes.
multiple stockings full of coal.
Yes. Wow, Santa, you gave coal to the Stormtrooper.
Well,
That's not
it's
cool,
true.
man.
Why? Why?
Well, excessive abuse to the co-host of the Ike Live show.
Right.
If you want abuse, I'll show you abuse. Santa,
Yes.
your mama is so fat that the only chimney she can slide down is that 3 Mile Island.
Wow. Santa. I knew the missus was pretty hefty, but that's incredible. 3 Mile Island.
Santa, your mother's breath is so stank that Blitzer prefers to smell Donna's farts.
Wow. Santa, and there is a little truth to that. I mean, Mrs. Claus has to.
There's a little truth to
a
that.
little bit. She should brush. She should floss.
She's very hygienic.
She is okay. Well, I don't know about that one then. Maybe that's right.
I sense more coal.
Okay, more coal coming.
More coal coming.
More
I
coal.
was going to stop at 2, but now I will give you 3.
Oh, one more.
You will now get 3.
Oh, 3.
Santa, your mom's box is so banged up. Reaction Innovations named the bed after it.
Andre Moore named a debate after Mrs. Santa's box. That's incredible. Stormtrooper, while you're here, though, I know you're real busy.
What was the bait's name?
What was the bait's name?
I just named it. I don't know.
Stormtrooper, while you're here, we do have a small present for you from the Ike Live crew. And you've been such a key part of the show over the years, Stormtrooper. We have a stocking full of gifts. And we would like you to, one by one, Stormtrooper, please remove the gifts and look at it and give us your honest opinion of why you think you're receiving this stocking gift.
I will proudly accept your token of appreciation as my podcast Oscar.
Okay, Stormtrooper, your stocking.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am now unveiling the first present.
Okay. The first one is... It's a mirror!
It is a dollar store mirror. Facial blotting sheet. My thoughts on this is I will pay it forward to my wife.
Okay! All right, pay forward to your wife. Next one?
There's a lot of presents in here. Hand sanitizer. Very good to put on my hands after beating confessions.
Oh! Beating confessions, okay. It's a cell phone!
Dave's most recent phone.
It's a flip phone!
Yes, hello. Man, I'm sorry. One more. Right, here we go.
One more.
This is apparently some kind of a fart device with an... Yes.
Do you know, is it true, does Mel ever fart in front of Dave?
We absolutely have a no fart rule in place. Never ever, unless there is a tickle fight, then sometimes they squeeze out.
Okay. Perfect. Wait, turn that. I think it's a compass. Do you know anyone that gets lost? There's a compass on the back of that thing right there.
Oh my God. Could you have put smaller gifts in here next time, please.
I think there's one more, Stormtrooper. One more. And the last one is...
A smaller token of myself, Christmas ornament of the phone for the back.
Yeah! Stormtrooper.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for opening that. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming all the way from the solar system, wherever you're from.
All the way.
Thank you for having me and feeding me freezing cold sausage.
You're welcome. Stormtrooper, everybody. Stormtrooper.
That's very nice.
Wow, very nice. Cool. Right before we get on to, I think we've got a guest Skyping in right now. Eric, let's go ahead and select another winner. It's been 10 minutes. Hold on. Let me ring the bell. It's time for a prize. Eric?
Yeah,
what do we
this
got?
one's going to go to Jeff Loynes. He sent over an awesome picture of him and his son watching the show together. I think his son's only a year old. So, he's definitely a winner.
Okay, can we get the picture up, or is that for...
No.
I don't know if we've got that technology at the moment.
Come on, dude.
It'll crash the whole system.
I got a guest on Skype. What are you doing?
All right, sorry. All right, so what's his name, Jeff?
Yep, Jeff Loynes.
Jeff, your prize package is a TH Woolly cap and the Eliminator. Prop nut, Pete.
Ooh.
That's
Awesome.
great.
That's a
Great
sharp looking
little
hat.
asset.
I like that hat a lot.
Yes, and in this beautiful red color, same one I use on my boat, by the way. That beautiful red, anodized red color on the prop nut.
It's like a ladle.
And the Woolly.
Dreidel.
Good job, Jeff. Send in your address through the IM. We won't put it through. Get your prize. Thank you very much. All right, Santa Claus. I'm excited. We've got a guest joining us right now. Man, we've both known this guy for a long time. I've known him forever. Amazing guy, really good friend. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct. This may be the first time
Oh, yeah.
this guest is on Night
Yeah,
Live.
it's
I'm
about-
stoked.
It's about time.
Yeah, it is about time. It's about damn time. I'm stoked to have him joining us tonight. We're gonna find out where he's at right now. But joining us on Skype, can't believe Brian got it to work. Joining us on Skype is the one and only Mr. Jeff Kriet. Everybody, Jeff Kriet joined us tonight. Hey, Jeff.
You got me?
We got you.
Woo!
Woo! How you doing, Jeff?
It kind of stressed me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow, you couldn't have been any more stressed out than Brian the Carpenter.
I agree.
Probably equal.
Do you get sweaty armpits and itch your neck as well?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. Is that what he does too?
He does that.
Breaks out in hives.
Yeah. I see you got my little buddy Gino in there too with you.
We do. Gene in studio with us tonight.
Big time in it.
We've uncovered some very interesting stories about Gene tonight. Anything you want to add to the debauchery of stories that we're throwing on Gene tonight?
I don't know which ones you told. It took me so long to figure out Skype. I've got millions on him though.
Oh well, we heard a little bit of a frog story. We heard a little bit of a hook in the finger story.
That's Gene is probably one of the most giving people I've ever known. One of the best businessmen I've ever known, but he is definitely not the toughest guy I've ever known.
Hey, Jeff, you told us about a late night in Austin with a sailor named Chet. You know anything about that?
I saw that. I tried to prevent it, but I couldn't.
That's awesome. Now I got to know, you're joining us from Mike Live tonight. Are you drinking a beer tonight or an adult beverage?
Yeah, I actually have one, but I put it in a Yeti cup because I didn't know if it was acceptable.
It's very acceptable on the show.
Very acceptable.
You can do anything on the show. Jeff, first of all, what have you been up to, man? It's been since the last Major League Fishing, a couple months ago since I've seen you. Tell me, give our listeners and viewers an update on what you've been doing.
Well, I try to. I fish 2 or 3 days a week when I'm home, and then anytime I get good weather, I go and I fish either for marlin or tuna. I just got in about a day ago from a tuna trip.
Wow. Now, see, this is phenomenal to me, Pete, because Jeff, we've talked about this, and I still got to get out with you and fish one of these days. But, dude, this is like fishing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, bass fishing is not
Big game fishing.
Yeah, this is like real, giant fish, giant boat. Dude, what is that boat you got, Kriet? What is it? It's like 80,000 feet long, or what is it?
Yeah, it's got a dozen 300 on the back.
I've got a 40-footer with quad 300.
Oh.
Yes.
300s.
We ran out about we ran out about 200 miles, and y'all, you'd have liked it, man. The tuna fishing is right now it's world class, and we caught them, caught them casting, casting top waters, and
Oh my God!
That's a lot like a rattle trap, and
Wow.
Now I don't want to put anything on our very own Eric the intern here, but Eric the intern set up an Ike Live fishing trip, Jeff, a few weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and he promised us all these giant fish catches, and it did not materialize whatsoever. We would love. We want to come down. The whole Ike Live crew wants to come down and fish with you next year. Is that possible? Can you set that up?
I can do it. Here's the deal. When we go fish the Great Lakes, it's always the deal. If you can get to them, you can catch them. That's how the tuna fishing is. If the weather's right and I can get us out there, we're going to catch them.
Wow. Well, now Pete has a problem with seasickness. Is this going to be an issue?
Yes, it will be.
Pete, you want to defend yourself on that?
Well, I have a solution for seasickness. It's just that you just have to have enough Captain Morgans for the trip, and you never get sick.
What if we chartered out?
When we take guys out there, it's not. We don't care if you get sick. It's how you handle the sickness. You know what I'm saying? Like my buddy sitting across from you, Gene is not a good guy to have when he gets sick.
No?
No, he curls up in a ball and whines.
But Aaron Martin's good to have on the boat when you are sick because he rubbed my head. He's like, "You'll be all right."
Was he patting your head?
Yeah, he's like, "You're gonna be all right, buddy."
Man.
Oh my God.
He wasn't gonna let me go down.
Aaron's great. He's awesome.
Now, Jeff, I want to know, what is it, I got to ask you, what is it about the saltwater thing? Because there's been a lot of bass guys that have made that conversion, right? Like Ish Monroe,
Right.
Andre Moore, we mentioned his name earlier. A lot of guys have caught that saltwater bug, and Ish has flat out told me, I'd rather be saltwater fishing than bass fishing. Can you say the same? And what was it about saltwater fishing that attracted you to it?
No, I think so. Part of the deal is, and you and I both fished the tour for a long, long time, and it's such an individual sport. We drive thousands of miles by ourselves. We practice by ourselves. The tournament day is by ourselves. Of course, we have a marshal, but we may have a little conversation. But when we go offshore, I load a big boat up with, a good crew of good buddies, and we run out, and, I've got a pretty nice stereo in the boat. It's still very serious fishing, but now you've got a crew, you've got a team instead of just individual all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. Pete, I told you, the more I fish for other species, salt or even other freshwater species, the more I'm opening my eyes to fishing in a broader sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, as fishermen, I love any kind of fishing
Right.
that you get a chance to do. The only thing that's kept me from the big water is that stupid seasickness. I can't believe I fish for a living and I get seasick. It's ridiculous. But I read something somewhere, Jeff, where you used to hunt deer a lot, but you've pretty much cashed in your deer hunting.
I bow hunted all my life, and man, I've done a lot of shows, bow hunting shows, and I've shot a lot of big deer, and it's a deal now that when I have time, I'd rather go offshore. I really like the marlin fishing a lot. We catch a lot of tuna. I probably caught 40 yellowfin tuna, the day before yesterday. We let go. Boy, we didn't even keep any. I have so much tuna. Matter of fact, I'm eating tuna tonight. I have so much tuna. But it's the marlin fishing is really my favorite.
And why is that? What's so cool about marlin fishing?
But it's just the marlin are so big. Like the other day, about 2 weeks ago, we went out. We had a great trip. We went 4 for 5 on marlin, and the quickest fight we had was 50 minutes, and the longest one was 4 hours and 20 minutes. You're fighting a fish that's kind of king of the ocean, and to be able to land one of those things. Everybody says they want to catch a marlin until they catch a marlin.
Well, I got to admit something right now, and again, I'm going to put you on the spot. I definitely want to try to get this together for next year for the Lake Life Crew. But Jeff, I've never caught a marlin. It's on my bucket list. I would love to catch one. I don't know. I would do a lot of things for one.
Because here's the deal. I've bass fished around you enough. I know how. I've been fishing tournaments with you in the same area, and I know how excited you can get over a 2-pounder. I want to see how excited you get over a 500-pounder.
I couldn't imagine. I couldn't even imagine. That's insane. Speaking of tournaments, I want to get your opinion on this. And the MLF circuit has been so good in the last few years. Pete and I discuss it all the time. You can't run into somebody anymore that doesn't, say, "Oh my God, did you see that last MLF event?" Or, "Did you see Kriet catch that big one on MLF? Oh my God, he's throwing a float." What is it about that circuit? Why is it so successful? What is it about that deal that's working?
I'm not trying to. The deal is it's a true, in my opinion, it's the purest form of the sport. You fish it. You know how it is. We go out there and we fish. We have a camera on us every second from the time we put the boat in the water till the end of the. And so many fishing shows now, and even tournament shows. I don't want to just see a fish slung in the boat. I want to see the whole deal.
Right.
I like to get when you get stressed out. I know I get stressed out. I know you get mad. There was one the other day we fished that I broke a rod in 15 pieces.
Yes.
It's an intense deal. You're an intense guy, and I love to fish a tournament of any kind, but I'm to the point now where probably my least favorite thing about the Bassmaster Elites is the meetings and the practice. Tired of practice. I know you got tired of practice.
Yeah. Let me ask something real quick, Pete, just because I'll forget it if I don't ask it. And I want to put you on the spot. Is MLF doing a better job than Bass right now?
On television, there's no comparison. That's like saying which is better, 8-track or 8-track or CD.
Well, by the way, Dave
8-track's pretty.
Yeah, our
pretty
very
strong.
own Dave Brodzik still has an 8-track. So.
Yeah. But they both had their place. You and I wouldn't be where we were without Bass.
Yeah.
But as far as a TV show and all that, I love it. Here's the deal, Mike. You've done very well on both circuits, but you always seem to excel in Major League Fishing. But you're a good fish finder. You're natural. You fish hard. You fish a fast pace, and the style fits you very well. You're always high in the points. You always seem to catch them, and I like that. I'm not taking it away from anybody that's on the elites. They're all really good fishermen, but I don't want to sit now that the rules change. I'm excited about it, but it's hard to me to look at a tournament that's 5 months away. I'm not even concerned about that tournament.
Right.
I like up and getting it on. I want to show up, and I want it to count right then.
Yeah, there is something.
Wow.
There is something special to that. You know what I mean? The no practice, the no information, the find out where you're fishing. The day before the hotel, and then the morning of the lake. There is something special about that. You got to admit that.
I do admit it, but don't you? Part of the fishing is developing those offshore patterns,
Right.
Those obscure
That's
things That's I guess the only thing we don't see a lot of in MLF.
You don't
because of
not
that.
all the time, but once in a while you do see it.
Yeah,
you know?
I saw the smallmouth.
Aaron Martin broke the
shootout.
record, found an amazing offshore spot. So you do see that.
Yep.
I want to change the topic, and Gene, you talked a little bit about this before we came on tonight. I heard you and Pete talking about it, but I want you to tell the story. I'm going to put you on the spot, talk a little bit about Mr. Kriet. A lot of people know Jeff, not as Jeff or not as Mr. Kriet, but they know Jeff as the Squirrel. Gene, tell us a little bit about how did Jeff get that name? We want to hear.
Now, I don't want to butcher it because Jeff can tell it really, really
All right,
good.
Let's hear you, and then Jeff, you can verify if this is true or not.
But from what I've been told is he was doing a tank demo at a boat show and had a bigger crowd than Van Dam.
Whoa.
And when he was getting off the stage, he mouthed off to Van Dam about the crowd, and Van Dam brought it to his attention that all those people were there to see the water skiing squirrel, not Jeff's tank demo. So I think that's kind of accurate. What do you think?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I mean, it was. I thought I was killing it. You know. I had like no exaggeration. I mean, the whole arena was empty except for the tank, you know, and I thought I was like doing the best tank demo ever. And then they came walking up with that little cage and the little remote controlled boat, and then I asked everybody. I said, "Who's here to see me?" And like maybe 150 people raised their hand. I said, "Who's here to see the damn squirrel?" And it was like 2,000 people raised their hand. That's how it came, and you know, Van Dam kind of ran with it. So
I love the water skiing squirrel, by the way.
Bastards. I
do.
can't stand. I mean, you can't. I mean, all the squirrel is do. The squirrel can't ski. He's trying to keep. He's just standing on whatever it is to keep his ass out of water.
Oh, he's smiling.
They got the poor bastard duct taped to the skis.
Yeah, I know.
He's a little pissed off at the squirrel, apparently.
He is.
Well, I mean, you're never going to upstage a young child or an animal. That's the whole truth of it.
That is true. All right, now we're going to do Brian DeCarpenter. I noticed you swapped with Eric on the IMs. I want to let everybody know, Jeff, we're doing a prize every 10 minutes. This is the Ike Live Christmas special. And I'm going to let you give the answer, but here's the question. Don't give the answer right now. Everybody watching tonight, here's the question. Back in the tournament, Jeff, give us the year. It was the tournament you and Kevin on the last day had a little bit of a shootout going on. It was on Grand Lake in Oklahoma. Probably, what year was it? Probably 6 years ago. Somewhere like that. Long time ago.
Right.
The winner of this prize, the first one to name the bait that Jeff Kriet used to catch him in that tournament, the primary bait, will win a prize. Okay? Don't give us the answer yet, Jeff.
Okay.
Name the bait, the primary bait that Jeff Kriet used in that tournament, fishing against Van Dam on Grand Lake, and you will win a prize. What you put your arms up for?
I don't know the answer.
Well, let's let some come through.
It's an undersized
I know the
Berkeley
answer.
frog.
No, it's not that.
It's not.
And then name Jeff's squirrel nemesis. Give the squirrel a name.
Give the squirrel. That might be a better one. Give the water skiing squirrel name. All right. Speaking of the no info rule, we did talk a little bit about it. Jeff, do you think? I like the rule. I like the body of the rule. I like the concept of the rule. Do you think the new no info rule that Bass is having? Do you think they can enforce it? Is it an enforceable rule? Are people going to follow it?
I do. I mean, here's the deal. Somebody that's going to break that rule would have broke the 30-day rule. What scares me is, we drive 50,000 miles a year, and we get done with the tournament. We always give the play-by-play. I mean,
Right.
buddies call up and they're like, "What happened?" "Oh, I caught this 4-pounder, on a jig, and I lost this." And about getting a play-by-play from an FLW guy or something, and it being on a lake that I fished, and that's what worries me. Is almost now you just can't talk fishing. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's total isolation. That goes along with what you were saying the whole time, Jeff. Is and what you like about the saltwater deal. Now you can't even talk with your buddies most of the time.
And I mean, I room with Todd Faircloth on the tour, and I mean this guy. You talk about. I mean, the guy breaks out in a cold sweat if he makes a cut, and let's say he made the top 50 cut and I missed it. I mean, you can't. I couldn't tell him about. I mean, the poor guy's going to have a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, it's paranoid. It makes you. It does.
Paranoid
it makes you
about
paranoid.
breaking the rules.
Yeah, I mean, Todd's at the extreme end because he totally straight laced.
Yeah.
He's very conscious of it. So he's the far end of the extreme. But the opposite end of the extreme is it makes you nervous. It makes you paranoid that you're going to do something that isn't right. When you're not actively seeking advice, but something gets blurted out, you're like, oh God, did I just do something wrong?
All right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's scary.
I was offshore talking to somebody, and the boat I have is pretty recognizable. It's a big boat, and I came in, and some guy was obviously a bass fisherman, and he was asking about the Sabine River, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I hope I can find a place to stay. It's hard. And then immediately he wasn't even necessarily talking about fishing, but he was talking about the fact that Louisiana was off limits, and I was like, yeah, that's what I understand. And then, and I was like, hey, dude, you can't even talk. You can't talk about it at all. And then I started going through my head like, God, did he say anything? And he didn't. But it freaked me out.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it? I mean, you're going to hear stuff. That's gotta. It's just life. You can't be disqualified for information that you didn't solicit from somebody.
How did this
right?
happen, dude?
Well, I think you got to go now, though. I mean, here's the deal. Let's say you hear something. The only way you can cover yourself is you got to call up Trip or Chuck and say, hey, look, I was pumping gas, and some dude was talking about he caught him on a little-legged frog.
Gene?
I mean, I don't know. Mike, you've taken 1 million. Everybody in that room's taken a 100 lie detector test.
Oh, yeah.
You got to cover yourself.
Yeah, and that's the other side of it. I think, Pete, we told this story a few shows ago, and I'll tell it again real quick, Jeff, to you. That's the other part of it, which is how accurate is the polygraphing system, right? Because the one that I took this year, I got selected at Ross Burnett, and I had a bad day. I'm like, oh, God, this is great. I had a bad effing day. I didn't catch them, and now I get selected. I go in there. Dude, it's like this rickety trailer in the back of the parking lot. The dude's like disheveled old guy giving me the polygraph test. The freaking thing they put around my arm, the chain, was rusty. The freaking polygraph machine looked like an 8-track that you have, Dave. And the whole time I'm taking it, I'm laughing to myself because I'm thinking, how accurate's this shit anyway?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I was actually guilty of something and I was lying about it, would this thing really detect it?
It would be.
Or if I'm truthful, is this thing accurate? You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking that. I'm like, this can't be legit.
It would be even better if Bass, with a low budget for the polygraph, got like a senile polygraph examiner, and he was like, were you in Dealey Plaza in 1962?
Were you on the grassy knoll?
Yeah, dude. Like, how funny would that be?
Oh
man?
my God,
that'd be
that'd
the
be
only
awesome.
other thing to go with that.
They
old
should
equipment.
do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they should sprinkle that in
like
there.
a hidden
for good
camera
measure.
prank.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Use left guys.
Well,
I don't think I don't know how you would ever pass one of those if you did something wrong.
Last one I took was a phone polygraph from.
Is that such a thing?
Yeah, they do a baseline voice inflection test, and then they proceed and ask you questions after that. So you wonder about the effectiveness of the whole rule concept. It's
the same thing we did with Wheeler on here.
Oh, we did do a voice polygraph with Jacob Wheeler on our show. That's right. We had the meter.
Hey, and he
top
passed most of them.
Top 10 guys that are going to break the no information rule.
Ooh, I'm not answering it. Stormtrooper might want to answer that. Jeff, you want to answer any of that?
No, I don't want to answer that.
Call me later, and call me later in my cell. We'll talk about it. Wait, what?
Jeff Kriet, this is your polygraph test. Are you wearing thongs?
No.
Are your hands deep in your pockets?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
Did he pass?
I think he passed.
He is certainly telling the truth.
Oh, he's telling the truth. He's right. Thank you, examiner. That's awesome.
Sound like a news broadcast on the polygraph for some reason.
Our characters are getting all mixed up now.
I don't have them listed properly. I thought I had to.
Jeff, I want to talk real quick. You mentioned Sabine River. Is there one tournament on the bass schedule next year that stands out? I know Sabine, even though with the new weird off limits, I know you're looking forward to that one. Is there another one on the schedule you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Lake Martin. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't in there, but man, I really like cold water tournaments. I mean, I just how slow I fish. I like them.
Pete, you won at Lake Martin. Do you want to give us any information?
Oh,
that was a joke. Don't do it.
It's public, right?
It is public. Well, if you look at the results,
don't go there.
Yeah, don't go there. No. No, but we can look at the results. We can go back in the bass times and look at what you did. That's all. That's all legal, but you can't say anything.
All right. Well, that top 10 list has already called me, and I've given him all the details.
You did. Okay.
That's all.
Pete's top 10.
Pete's top 10.
Pete's top 10.
Wow, that's another one. Add that to Pete Tight. That's awesome. Jeff, I want to ask you. I got to ask you. It's Christmas. It's the holidays. What's your Christmas wish this year? Give us your Christmas wish for the holidays. What's your wish this year?
Oh, it's just for. I was going to say something about peace and happiness, but piss on that. You know what I want? I want my boat completely rigged out, and I want my truck wrapped, and I want to get all that stuff done without having to take a month and a half to do it.
Yeah. I'm with you on that wish list. Where are you, by the way, on that? Are you complete? Are you halfway done? Are you not started?
My boat's ready. My engine's there. All my TH stuff is there, and then I'll have to drive it to get wrapped and wrap my truck and all that. So I figure I'm about 30 days out, honestly.
That's pretty good. That's not bad. I feel
that's
like
good news. Your plate showed up.
Yes, it did. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
It was the very last one out.
The last one out. Okay. I think it's time. Eric, I think it's time to give away a prize. It's been at least 10 minutes, if not an hour. Eric, what do we got?
So, first of all, the answer to that Kriet question, Carolina rig, and that's Wild Turkey. He was the first one to get it, so he's our winner tonight.
Wow! Wild Turkey. Is that correct, Jeff?
That is. That's
yeah!
What did you win, Mike?
A Wild Turkey is going to win. This was a hard question, so I want to make this prize a little more lucrative, Pete.
Lucrative.
Wild Turkey tonight is going to win a combination pack. You ready for this? Write this down so we get it right. A Tackle Warehouse gift pack, a Flambeau gift pack, and, because it's wintertime, a Real Snot gift pack in addition to that. Real Snot. There you go.
You're just making shit up.
I'm making shit up. I don't have a list of the prize. So I'm making shit up.
We also have another winner, too.
Okay, we do.
Oh, my God.
Live by the Frog. I'm going to try to get it up once we have Jeff off Skype, but Live by the Frog submitted this just grade A meme of Brian as a ghost with the it says I'm here for the booze. And it's Brian drinking. I'm gonna try to pull it up for you guys. But he's another winner because that was just amazing.
He's a winner too.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
There you go. Everyone wins tonight. You're a winner. You're a winner.
Excellent.
Pete, you're a winner. Oh, wait, what?
I don't know what happened.
Wow.
That sounded like that.
Brian's ghost just keeps coming
The
through.
studio is haunted.
It is haunted. It is haunted. Kriet, do me a favor. Can we get you in studio at some time? I want you to be in here hanging out, drinking some beers with us one night.
Yeah, I do.
Can we corner you to come by the show maybe around the Chesapeake Bay tournament? You'll be up in this neck of the woods.
I got a question for you too.
Okay.
Am I only going to be a substitute if Swiddle doesn't show up?
Yes.
No. No. That's funny.
It was funny.
Well, here's the difference. We can understand what you're saying. We have no idea what Swindle is saying when he comes on the show.
Yeah.
We should actually take the show down there and go fishing with them.
We probably should.
None of this crap works anymore.
It doesn't work anyway, right?
Nah,
we should take it mobile and just go down there.
We did 45 minutes, maybe an hour on Facebook with no sound tonight.
That's kind of cool, though. That's cool. People have to read lips.
I'll take the whole group of you, and we can put a big side bet on the first guy to puke off the side of the boat.
Pete.
I'm not a puker.
Pete puke.
You're not a puker?
No. The carpenter might be first.
Wait.
No fault.
How do you get seasick and not puke?
About 2 days.
Don't.
That's crazy. Well, here's Pete's probably the winner of the first one to puke. You said no, though, right?
I haven't. I can't remember. It's been 20 years since I puked.
But here's another winner. The first one to not shit off the boat will be Brian the Carpenter. He has a phobia about shitting off the boat.
Not. That's funny.
No, Dave will be right there. Matter of fact, I bet you I could pull it off before him.
No.
Dave will have taken 4 Advil, so he will not have to worry about that.
Oh, damn, we forgot to put that in the stock. Damn. Damn, we had it. Jeff, thanks for joining us tonight,
Hey,
man.
wait.
Yes, you got a question?
Yeah, we're not done with Jeff.
Oh,
I want to welcome Jeff to the Bash University this
Oh, yes! BU speaker.
year.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've asked me to do that. I guess Swindle couldn't get there either. Huh?
Well, that's true. He couldn't get there that day, but you will be speaking that day with the water skiing Squirrel.
I'm gonna.
We're super excited to have you, and E and Brian. I want to give away at this time. I want to give away an annual subscription to BUTV.
Hold on.
So we have some questions. I don't know if we want to do one of the questions on my trivia stuff or what have you, but I understand. But we want to welcome Jeff to Bash University. I really appreciate it. And I also want to jump in right now for everybody watching. If you buy a ticket to any Bash University event, we have 3 of them listed on the bashuniversity.com right now. We have a 4th one coming, but we have a stocking stuffer promotion. If you buy a ticket between now and tomorrow night, midnight, we're going to send you a stocking stuffer gift pack with Rapala lures, missile baits, Flambeau tackle box. That all just comes with your ticket purchase. If you can't come to one of the events, subscribe to Bash University TV between now and tomorrow night, midnight, and you'll get a brand new Bash University hat, which I'm usually wearing, but I'm not wearing right now. And you get an autographed holiday card from Mike and I if you subscribe by tomorrow night.
And Kriet Squirrel.
Yes.
and a squirrel tail as
An
well.
actual squirrel itself.
That's
right.
But hey, we're super excited. Jeff, what are your topics going to be for Bash University this year?
You know, as everybody, ever since the MLF World Championship, everybody wants to know about that floating worm deal. We're going to do some of that. Some of the other things that I do that time of year that you know get a lot of bites, and then the other seminar is going to be fishing for suspended bass, which is honestly probably my favorite thing. I mean, everybody hates to fish for suspended bass, but I love it because here's the deal: if you're fishing for suspended bass, you've already eliminated about 90% of the field. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I know. I mean, that's the hardest fish in the world to catch. We've had some pretty cool seminars on it, but Well, what's one of your best techniques to get that done?
Well, I mean, first off, I mean, I think a lot of it's recognizing whether or not they're even catching, and this is a plug, it sounds like, but, the hydra, the first thing is if I can get them moving, I think I can catch them. And that's when, I think I play with the hydra wave a lot, and then they're just a bunch of different ways I catch them. Some of them are kind of unconventional, I mean, I catch a lot of those suspended fish on a tube, which is, I did that at what was the lake in Syracuse. I won that tournament, and I've done it all over the country doing that. They're just, they're a finicky fish, and there's a lot of little things. I don't always catch them, but generally when I can catch them and they're suspended, it's a top 12,
Well, that's amazing. I can't wait to see the seminar. For those of you guys that can't watch them, it's going to be available on Bass University TV.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, this is Jark Meffries from LTB. Thank you for coming on the show that I pretty much create and run. I got a question. Far too often, we talk to 1st through 10th place all the time, knowing about their success. Next time you bomb, can you please come on my show and tell us why?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Because we care too much about success in this country and not enough about failure. Let's address it.
I agree.
Thank you.
Wow. Jark Meffries, Pete.
It's a good question, Jark.
It's unbelievable. How he just pops up out of nowhere like that. It's crazy. Jeff, what a thank you for coming on tonight, and want to wish you a happy holidays, man. And definitely, we're gonna take you up on the fishing trip, and would love to have you in the studio.
Catch a marlin,
right.
a Ike Live marlin.
Be the deal.
We could have a fiberglass mount right here in the studio.
Right here in the studio, hanging from the
We
ceiling.
have to blow out a wall.
Fucking blow out a wall.
All right.
Put it right in.
We could always have you charter a helicopter out and fast rope into the boat. Like a total gash.
Is that Pete? He's got a Speedo on.
Yeah.
So do we give away the
Well, we need to ask a question or pick a good question from IM, whatever you guys want to do. You want me to ask the question?
Yeah.
Stop that.
Stop that.
All right, here's a question. The hydro wave, which we just talked about, and Jeff's going to be talking about his class, there are 3 original owners of the hydro wave. Name those.
Wow, that's a good one.
All right. And that's for Bass U. What is it?
What is it?
It's a annual subscription. If you're already a subscriber, you can still win this prize. We would just jack your deal up for 12 months.
Jeff just hung up.
Just cut him off.
Dude, that's perfect. That's kind of what I felt like, too. All right. I feel a break coming on.
I guess he was done.
That's pretty funny. Brian and Carver, we're going to take a break. Let's take a break. Let's recoup, right? When we come back. Why is he just looking at me like that?
That was awesome.
Do you think he did that on purpose, or that was?
I think Kriet Squirrel's chewing on the wires.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Brian and Carpenter, do you want to take a break, or do you not want to take a break? Yeah, let's take a break. I can't hear you.
I'm wheels up at 9.
I just got to find something to play. It's a commercial.
Oh, okay. Before you can find something to load, you want to give you a minute? Give everybody enough.
Pete, ask another question.
Pete, ask another question about suspended fish.
About suspended fish. We already got the squirrel name. That's cool. And why? Gene, here's a good question.
That's a joke. Don't ask another question, Pete.
Nah, Eric will
I think you should ask another question.
Eric will lose his mind.
Oh,
I'm trying.
Don't lose your mind.
Maybe we can run a contest. Name Eric's quaff.
He's been wanting to do that all night, Dave.
Yeah, name his quaff.
I think
I
it's
came
a
up
good
with
one.
that like the first 5
Oh
minutes
wow,
of the
get out of
show.
here, dude. See,
that's
that's
funny.
Great minds.
We're already 40 comments behind. That would put us way over the edge.
It would.
Eric's quaff would be a good one
All
for
right,
the
well,
next
it's
show.
been asked.
Yeah.
All right. Brian and Carver, we're going to take a break. I don't care if you have something clued up. Queued up. Hang in there with us. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a pee break, Pete. We'll refill our beverages. When we come back,
I'll have another question.
you'll have another question, another senseless question. We've been giving away more stuff.
It's almost like when Congress gets up there just to stall time before the passage of a bill they don't agree with, and they just read from the Bible.
Hey, that happens all the time. Hanging there with us when we come back. We're giving away tons more gifts. We're just going to keep giving away, keep ringing the bell. And when we come back, we've got one more special call-in from Brian Carpenter from who? Can't hear you.
Kevin.
Kevin Van Dam hanging there with us when we come back. More Ike Live.